In this video, we'll be looking at how to solve hyperbolic equations. Now, there are basically two strategies, which are keep as hyperbolic functions or converting to exponentials. Generally, I would suggest keeping things in hyperbolic functions as long as possible if you can. That's generally the quickest way to solve these. As a last resort, or if it's impossible to do so, just converting all into e to the x's is often a reasonable way of doing it. It just can be a bit more long-winded. Let me show you a question. I'll show you both ways of doing it so we can compare and contrast. So here's an example. 5 cosh x minus cosh 2x equals 3. Let's do this first by converting everything into exponentials. So 5 cosh x is, well, cosh x is e to the x plus e to the minus x all over 2. Now cosh 2x is e to the 2x plus e to the minus 2x all over 2. And then that equals 3. So what can we do here? Well, we could multiply everything by 2 and expand. So I'm going to get 6 over here. Now I've got 5e to the x plus 5e to the minus x. And here I've got minus e to the 2x and then minus e to the minus 2x. Now, if you think about what we've actually got here, well, we haven't actually got a disguised quadratic, we've got a disguised quartic. Here's why. If I multiply through by e to the 2x, I end up with 5e to the 3x plus 5e to the x minus e to the 4x minus 1 equals 6e to the 2x. Getting everything over onto the right hand side, I've got 0 equals e to the 4x minus 5e to the 3x plus 6e to the 2x minus 5e to the x plus 1. So look, maybe you're very good at solving quartics, in which case congratulations, but if, like the rest of us, this doesn't sit so well with you, we'd want another strategy. Just to spell this out, this is basically, y to the 4 minus 5y cubed plus 6y squared minus 5y plus 1. Now look, we can solve this. Your calculator probably has a quartic solver. So if we go ahead and do this, which you are permitted to do, what do we end up with? We end up with y equals, and therefore e to the x, equals 2 plus root 3, 2 minus root 3. Do we get more? No, the other ones are complex. So we get 2 real solutions, and I can solve these. They're both positive, so I get x equals ln of 2 plus root 3, or ln of 2 minus root 3. So it works, it's okay, but it does involve, not always, but can involve that step of having to solve cubics and quartics. Contrast that with if I just stay in hyperbolic world a bit longer. So 5 cosh x I'll keep, but cosh 2x I'll use an identity. Now which identity? Well, let's use the one that converts it all into cosh x's. So that's 2 cosh squared x minus 1. No need for any Osborne's rule changes because there's no sine squared x's there. So expanding, we have minus 2 cosh squared x plus 5 cosh x minus minus, I've got plus plus the 1 minus the 3, so minus 2. And look, there's a quadratic in cosh x which I can solve in one go. So I have cosh x equals minus 2, 5 minus 2. I have cosh x equals 2, or a half. Now, cosh x is never a half, because remember cosh x is always at least 1, so it's not that. So I just have to solve cosh x equals 2. So what we have is x equals r cosh of 2, which is ln of x, which is 2, plus root x squared minus 1. And that gives us ln of 2 plus root 3, which is the same as this. Where does this one come from? Well, it comes from the fact that cosh is an even function, meaning if your answer is x on the right hand side, it will be minus x on the left hand side as well. We basically said, when is cosh x equal to 2? We've discovered that one of the solutions is ln 2 plus root 3. So therefore it must also be equal to the negative of that. So minus ln 2 plus root 3. Is that the same as this? Yes, it is. I mean, look, this is fine, by the way. You can leave your answer like this, but it is the same because minus ln 2 plus root 3 is the same as ln 2 plus root 3 to the power of minus 1. And what is 2 plus root 3 to the power of minus 1? Lo and behold, it's ln 2 minus root 3. So we do get the same answers, that one and that one. These are the same answers as that one and that one. But I think, hopefully you agree, it's a little bit easier to keep it all in terms of cosh for a bit longer. Far less ink on the side and far easier mathematically. Now, here's an example, 2 sin x minus cosh x equals 1, where we can't easily keep this in our hyperbolic functions. Recall from standard trig that if we were solving 2 sin x minus cos x equals 1, it's a bit of a pain basically, and really the only way to solve it is to turn it into harmonic form, r sine or r cos something plus something, and solve that way. That's all getting quite messy and quite involved here. So in this case, I would advocate just keeping it or turning it all into exponentials. The clue that that's not going to be so bad is the fact that it's x here and x here. If you have the same subject in each case, x and x, not x and 2x or x and 3x, converting it into e to the x is relatively simple. Here's why. 2 sin x is 2 e to the x minus e to the minus x over 2. Then minus cosh x, which is e to the x plus e to the minus x over 2 equals 1. So expanding, we simply get the 2's cancel, so e to the x minus e to the minus x, and then it's minus a half e to the x and minus a half e to the minus x equals 1, and we do just have a disguised quadratic. Gathering up my e to the x's, I've got half e to the x. Gathering up my minus, well, let's get the 1 over on this side as well, minus 1. Then I've also got minus 3 over 2 e to the minus x. Multiplying through by e to the x, I've got half e to the 2x minus e to the x minus 3 over 2, and there's our disguised quadratic. So not too bad in this case. Let's just solve this. A half minus 1 minus 3 over 2, and I get e to the x is equal to 3 or minus 1, but of course it's not equal to minus 1. Therefore, we just have x equals ln 3, and that's it, just one answer to this equation. So it's a sort of question of judgment. Do you convert everything into exponentials or do you keep it in hyperbolic functions? If you can, keep it in hyperbolic functions. If you can't, and a good clue to that is if that just wouldn't be useful or is impossible, or if the subjects of your function are the same, then you can always convert it into e to the x's and it's not too bad. That's all for now. I'll see you in the next video.